everyone, and welcome to Battle of the Beasts New Generation episode number 39. Episode number 39, the last battle of round 2. I got the two last beasts fighting for that last spot in round 2 here. And both of them do deserve us for that last spot to round 3. And both of them do deserve to make it through to round 3. But however,
only one victor may be crowned. Good luck.
But that being said, you probably already know what the beasts are. Let's introduce them. So, representing Series 19, the Kingdom of Dragons, and the Slayer of Electro the Stormbird in episode number 25, it is Strytor the Skeleton Dragon. And in the other corner, representing Series 24, Blood of the Beast, claiming revenge for the loss of Electro. And the Slayer of Zircon, the Shapeseer from episode number 26. It is book number 4 as well. I forgot to say book number 4 was Strytor. Book number 4 as well, Krokol. I had too much fun with that. I think I really did. Lucas, just a little heads up. Just right there, did I have a little bit too much fun with that? Yeah, I did. I had fun.
Yeah, no shit.
See, it's obvious that I have fun doing these videos because I can literally be myself and there'll be no one judging me. Well, no one that I know judging me. That I care about their opinions of. Haha! What are you gonna do now? What are you gonna do now, Lucas?
Put him back in the timeout chair.
No one judging me, people watching this. No one that I know, Lucas. No one that I care about judging me. Doesn't count for Lucas. I don't care if he judges me. But yeah, with that being said, Battlefield. Battlefield for these two. Well, chances are it's gonna be in ruins. So,
Eventually.
I don't know. I actually do not know a Battlefield for these two. So yeah, Battlefield. I'm sorry, I really do not know what Battlefield I can do for this.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
A rocky, yeah, I'm gonna need to go with a rocky terrain here. So I'm gonna say the mountains in not Gorgonia. The mountains in Gwildor. The mountains in Gwildor, yeah. And I'm going for that area for a very simple reason, which you'll find out momentarily. So, I just realised the brightness on my phone is so much different to the old one, so I might be more fleshed out, as it could probably be told here. But yeah, so we're gonna go with the mountains in Gwildor. I think that's alright, actually. So, with that being said, now I know both of you are doing the stats here, so, Lucas, Impus, let's get to the stats.
Strytor the Skeleton Dragon. This beast forms himself out of a pile of bones, right before Tom and Eleanor's eyes. He takes the form of a vast skeletal dragon, glowing a hideous white against the night sky. Questers can see his fiery breath forming in his hollow belly, but are usually powerless to save themselves from his blasts. And now onto his abilities. Flight, Agile, Fire Breath, Reform and Deform Bones, Summon Skeleton Army, Sharp Fangs and Sharp Claws proving one effective opponent in the tournament.
Krokol, the father of fear. This beast posed to be the biggest threat Avantia ever faced, for Krokol merged with Tom to wreak havoc, turning the kingdom's most honorable hero into a hulking warrior bent on destruction. Battling this beast took Tom into a spiritual realm, from which there was almost no return. Krokol's abilities include destroying kingdoms, tough armor, shoot gun from his hands, protecting from projectiles, and sharp claws. He will prove to be one effective opponent in the tournament.
3, 2, 1, battle!
Strytor versus Krokol. Let's get into this. And just so you know, Krokol is out for revenge. Revenge on Strytor because Strytor killed Electro. The only beast that did not make it through to round 2 from Series 24. So, Strytor, just for context, is resting in a pile of bones. Because he can. Krokol, out for revenge, is stomping around through Gwildor trying to find that last remaining beast that he needs to kill. He comes across Lycaxa and a shattered orb at the bottom of a chasm, but thinks nothing of it. Lycaxa didn't do anything to bother him yet. Lycaxa just senses Krokol, but also senses that Krokol's not going to do anything. Lycaxa just nods with a little grunt, like, "Huh." Krokol's like, "I'll see you in round 3. Okay, you can't promise that. I love that kind of link. I did it in the old generation as well, with Sting and Sultra versus 2 other beasts. I can't remember what it was, but it was a couple battles after that. But yeah, I like that little link to previous battles. I find it kind of funny, actually. Back to the topic. Krokol comes across what seems to be a valley of bones, and he sticks out his hand, shooting gunk to
Some greasy shit.
each of the bones, just sticking them all together. Strytor forms up to appear in front of Krokol, with none of his bones covered in the gunk. His fiery innards start showing, and leaning back his head, he leans it forward, breathing out fire towards Krokol. Krokol lifts his arm out of the way to protect his head, and the fire just hits Krokol's arm and just spreads everywhere. It doesn't seem to be injuring Krokol at all. And Krokol charges up towards Strytor. Strytor charges up towards Krokol, and Strytor ducks out of the way, using his tail to just trip Krokol over, causing Krokol to smash himself into the pile of bones. Strytor lets out a roar of control, let's say, in which surrounding Krokol whilst he's getting up, he sees a bunch of little bolts of electricity just connecting to other bones forming up to make a skeleton army of animals and humans. That is one of his abilities, which I didn't use in the last battle, but I'm using it in this one because Krokol is overpowered enough to where Strytor should be able to have that. Plus, I can't just have an ability on the stats page where it's an ability which I can't use. The only time in which there is an ability there which I can't use is with Phoenixes, and technically the ghostly phasing ability. But I'm giving myself the Skeleton Army one because I gave Okawa, Ferric, and whatever the other special beast was, their army, Rivera. I'm giving Strytor his army.
I have an army.
Okay. Krokol sees an entire army of skeletons coming towards him, charging towards him from all directions. He sticks out his arms and spins around, causing a gunk circle to go around him. The skeletons get trapped in the gunk, can't seem to get their foot out. They then realise that they detach their feet from there and just crawl up towards Krokol, in which Krokol lifts his fist and just smashes them into the ground, shattering the bones. And charging up towards, he sees Strytor just what seems like laughing in Krokol's struggle. What he does is he breaks 2 skulls that were skeletons that are coming up towards him. He just breaks their skulls by punching like that, and charges up towards Strytor, knocking down any skeleton in his way. Jumps over the gunk circle and jumps up ready to smash Strytor's head in. Strytor moves his head aside and just headbutts Krokol, knocking him down to the side, and breathing a bunch of fire coming towards him. Krokol gets back up. Just to see that, he covers his face again and is greeted by Strytor charging at him and attacking him with his talons. Krokol falls back, just knocking backwards, punching, scratching at Strytor with all his might. The skeleton army is still making its way towards Krokol. Krokol, realising that he's going to have trouble here soon, Strytor swings his tail around ready to knock Krokol off his feet. Krokol jumps over to dodge it and grabs the tail. And using all his strength, he swings Strytor around to where it just shatters his skeleton army and chucks him to the ground. Strytor gets back up, ready for round 3, and charges up towards Krokol, in which Krokol braces himself for the impact, and Strytor goes to slash with his claws, but fakes Krokol out, making him just ready to deflect himself, but actually swings his tail around, knocking him off his feet, and Strytor lifts one of his claws up and sticks it down on top of Krokol, pinning him down to the ground. Whilst Strytor was trying to catch his breath, I'm actually trying to catch my breath as well. So Krokol is able to angle his hand to where he shoots Skunk directly towards Strytor's face, knocking him backwards, making him get off Krokol, just covering his eye, trying to rip the gunk out, but it's only connecting his claw to his eye. So he sees through his other eye that Krokol's coming up towards him, ready to punch him into the next bloody dimension. He breathes fire and tries to stop Krokol's chargement, but he just covers his face with his arm and then jumps up and smashes Krokol's skull into the ground. Krokol, and during that, Strytor was able to just detach his claw from his eye and is able to hit Krokol at the same time, slashing him in the cheek and chin with his claw, causing a little Joker smile here by getting the side of his mouth and pulling it upwards.
You want to know how I got these scars?
They both lie down on the ground, very injured. They both get back up. Strytor breathes fire. Krokol, not having the strength to protect himself, takes the fire, walks right through it, not feeling the phase or not trying to show any of the damage being given to him. He makes his way towards him and just grabs onto both his mouth and the top of his mouth and his jaw and slams it shut, causing the fire to just start steaming up out of him. Strytor, realising what happens if he lets too much fire in him but doesn't let it out, he would pretty much explode, so he extinguishes his flame and lets it go out through his eye holes. Strytor trying to fight back now, slashing his claws. Krokol won't let him. Lets go of his jaw, knocks the claws aside, and punches Strytor back down to the ground. Strytor's still trying to get back up and still continue fighting. Krokol's not having any of it though, keeps kicking Strytor back down to the ground. And what Strytor does is that he gets ready to attack, ready to slash, but flies out of the way, swings his tail, knocking Krokol's head whilst he's at it. Krokol's able to grab onto Strytor's tail, and while Strytor's flying away, Krokol is climbing up Strytor's tail. Strytor trying to wave around, knocking Krokol off, but Krokol is not having any of it. Feeling, as he's climbing up Strytor's ribcage, he's feeling the heat from Strytor's innards. Feeling the heat from Strytor's innards as he's climbing on his hands, feet, and body as well. But it's not phasing him. What he does is he finally gets up to Strytor's neck and clenches his fist and smashes it into Strytor's head, knocking him down a bit, but still flying. And Krokol realizes, right, a spine, Strytor will just fall down to the ground and die. So what he does is he grabs onto Strytor's spine, tries to snap it. Strytor realizes what he's doing, and what he does is he turns his whole body around and falls down to the ground, smashing Krokol against himself. Just before Krokol was able to break Strytor's spine, Strytor then reaches his claw backwards and slices through one of the Krokol's hand that's grabbed onto his spine. He regains himself now, fully free from Krokol's grip and Krokol losing a hand. Strytor turns his head around to see that Krokol's hand is still on his spine. He ignites his flame inside of him and it just burns the hand to a crisp, shoots fire towards Krokol. And Krokol, realizing heat will seal up his burn, his wound, he lifts his hand, his nub up, his nub up, and it hurts at first. It does hurt, but it seals up the wound just like that. And Krokol charges up towards Strytor, and using his nub and his fist, he smashes repeatedly into Strytor. Strytor's just feeling the knockback from it, using his talons, and just slices up one of Krokol's legs, causing him to fall himself down to one knee. He's not giving in though, he's getting back up, ready to continue on fighting. Strytor refusing to let this beast win. Just so you know, Krokol is out for revenge. He's not giving in. Strytor wanted to claim another victory over Blood of the Beast. Doesn't want to lose either. They're both fighting. The fight seems to go on for ages with the same old formula of just slashing, biting, kicking. You name it, they're probably doing it. Krokol shooting gunk towards Strytor, but it doesn't seem to be working. Doesn't seem to be phasing him. Q's slow dramatic shot just spinning round them as they fight each other repeatedly on and on and on. They're both really worn out. They're both ready to call it a day, throw in the towel. But because they both want to make it through to round 3, and Strytor not leave Vectrix being the only beast of Series 19 remaining, or Krokol wanted to get revenge on Electro, not wanting to let them down. Krokol goes for one final punch in Strytor's skull to shatter it. There's cracks all over Strytor's bones, by the way. Krokol bleeding from his face, his chest, his arms, legs, you name it, he's probably bleeding from there. Strytor goes for one last bite and slash. Krokol going for one last punch. It happens, and as soon as the pain has been inflicted, they both stare each other down. Both panting, gasping for breath. I'm tired from this as well. Not wanting to go down. They feel that this battle is already over, but they do not know which one's going to fall. When suddenly, one falls, a dust cloud ensues. And the battle is over. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this battle, and the beast that did not bleed out.
Okay, so come on, who won? The score has been tallied. So what is it? Chill out.
Hey.
Hold on, I'm not gonna film it if he doesn't relax. I wonder who won the motherfucker.
The winner is Strytor the Skeleton Dragon. Now, if you think Krokol should have won, please in the comments below why you think that. However, my word is final and Strytor is through to the next round. Now, I know that there's going to be a lot of people saying, how can you let Krokol lose in round 2? Well, I gave Strytor the victory because we already confirmed that Strytor's bones are bloody tough. Like, they can be cracked, but they can very rarely be shattered. And not to mention, Strytor got a lot of very heavy hits in on Krokol, to where Krokol was bleeding out. And basically, Krokol succumbed to his wounds. You need to accept the fact that Strytor can't bleed. Krokol may have a tough punch, but with every punch and every injury he got the taddest bit weaker. And if he didn't, let's say, lose his hand, let's say, he probably would have won. But the thing is, he did, and Strytor won. So, yeah, I know I'm going to get a lot of people ridiculing me for letting Krokol lose. But then again, Cobra lost in round 2. And surprisingly, lots of people were okay with that. But yeah, Strytor won, Krokol was lost. But with that being said, that's the end of round 2. And that's all for this time. If you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, press the little notification bell down in the corner below. Krokol has failed to get revenge on Electro. And with that being said, peace out.